Hey, Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Persia. We're having a very, very good game here. We're having actually a very sort of reclined game. I'm almost horizontal in my chair. I almost said vertical, which vertical is kind of like the normal orientation you would be in your chair. Although theoretically, one thought that I have is that like half of my body is vertical, and then like my legs are the top half of my legs are horizontal, and then the bottom half of my legs are vertical again. So am I 60% vertical and 30% horizontal? No, these are the questions that keep me up at night. Or could I say, here's the thing, right? Not to get a little bit spicy here, right? But some people say that if you're attracted to men, you're at least a little bit bi. So if my legs are horizontal right now, am I a little bit horizontal even though I'm vertical? Is that how that works? Can I say that I'm horizontal now even though, most people would say that I'm vertical? These are the questions. Again, these are the questions that keep me up at night. How do we categorize things in a way that's useful for other people to understand what we're saying? Anyway, let's go ahead and designate a national park here. Skadoosh. There's 3 error score, and we will go ahead and reap the benefits from this really nice national park here. We do have access to cotton now. I think we have lots of luxury resources, which I find really exciting. There is something fun about, it's kind of like playing Pokemon, right? You go across the map and you pick up all these luxury resources and you kind of add them to your Pokedex of, things that people use to make their lives less crap. Do we need a Kinsey scale for horizontality? Possibly. It may actually be useful research. Novel and useful. Ooh, there's an 8 production shipyard in Corgi Canal here. Now that is a really damn good shipyard. I want to be spending my gold on settlers right now, so I will go ahead and build that shipyard. There is the Casa de Contratación, or Contratación. This gives me 3 governor titles and a 15% production, faith, and gold boost to all cities not on my original capital's continent. This will be quite nice because I can slap in a couple of extra governors here. I'm going to go ahead and pick up Victor. He's not important to me in any way, shape, or form, but I will pop him into Susa because he will act as a governor, giving me that 15% production, gold, and faith on this new continent, which works out quite well in my favor. Now, I could build Cristo Redentor. Cristo Redentor is very powerful. It prevents the diminishment of religious tourism, as well as giving me 100% tourism from seaside resorts. I can build it in 22 turns, and it is a wonder. And wonders are fun to build. I will go ahead and repair the neighborhood. Let's build Cristo. Who doesn't want to see Cristo? That's my real question here. Although I may, since I'm kind of ahead culturally here, I may go ahead and build my preserve first, because that is worth 3 housing, and the city is at its housing limit. So I'll get the neighborhood and preserve up, and then I'll work on the old Cristo Redentor, Christ the Redeemer, as he is known in English, or just, the big Papa J who lives in the sky. That sounds like that sounds like we worship some kind of drug paraphernalia, Papa J. So let's swiftly move on from that. Also, can we all just agree that paraphernalia is one of the most fun words to say, even if it's used in only the most boring and contrived circumstances? Your Honor, he had paraphernalia on him, and it's like, yeah, paraphernalia. I don't know, it's a fun word. It rolls off the tongue in an interesting way. Contratación. Okay, we have ourselves Corgi Canal here. We definitely, I should have been putting forests here. We're missing a peel. Yeah, we're gonna have to redo this whole landscape here. Yeah, I think we just settled where Valletta was, and that should theoretically give me a religious buffer in the area, preventing any nonsense from happening. What about these pastures? Yeah, +1 food, +1 production. That is worth it. Let's go ahead and keep buying these lovely, lovely settlers to keep settling out this land. I am sitting on a governor title. Now, who do I think would like this? Harbor Master isn't bad. Let's go. It's a me, Mario. Let's go ahead and put that into Amani. Right, we'll put that into Amani, and we'll reassign Amani somewhere random. Here we go. Who is it? It is Akkad. Boom, Akkad. I don't need curator on Pingali yet, so we're going to go ahead and skip that for a little while. Contratación. I'm going to renew my friendship with the Aztecs, and then we will go ahead and make a nice alliance with them. I can't remember what my last alliance was. I think it was a scientific one, because they're actually doing reasonably well scientifically. I also just unlocked ideology, which will give me access to another spy, which is kind of interesting, as well as a whole bunch of really, really cool stuff like gunboat diplomacy, which might be a card worth plugging in. But I'm going to go ahead and talk to the Aztecs. We'll go ahead and get our alliance. We'll go ahead and grab ourselves a research alliance. That means anytime the Aztec are trading with me, they will get science and I will get science, which really helps me out. Also, I think our alliance is now level 2, which means every 30 turns we will get a Eureka for a tech that my ally has researched and boosted, but I have not, which is kind of exciting to get a free Eureka every now and again. And then Research Alliance level 3 will also be quite exciting when we eventually get there, that 10% science when researching a tech that he's already researched. Although I am starting to intellectually outpace the Aztec at this point. He is like a little bit ahead of me, and he will probably remain slightly ahead of me for a little bit longer. However, I do have the advantage of getting a lot of tech boosts, which means I am going to be getting ahead of them pretty easily technologically, even though my tech is a little bit lower. I will pick up capitalism now for the shopping malls. I may build neighborhoods across my empire because I do have relatively high appeal tiles, and it'd be kind of fun to build neighborhoods. I don't know. I find neighborhoods are a fun tile to place. Like, what if I just put a neighborhood here? Okay, what if I just did that? That would be fun to me. That is a 10 science university. Let me go ahead and grab that because that'll help with my science game. We do have lightning warfare. Levion mass is worth 20 gold per turn. I think I'm just going to take 20 gold per turn is really, really good, but I think I'm just going to take logistics. +1 movement point is like so damn good. That's worth taking. Colonial taxes is now starting to look a little bit better to me, as is 5-year plan. 5-year plan is looking quite good. Public transit might also be worth plugging in. I think I would plug in 5-year plan here. A little bit of science. Well, these new cities are kind of exciting and fun. I'm going to go for colonial taxes. Potato, you should consider explaining how alliance levels work and how to gain them. You know what? I should probably do an entire video on alliances, but I'll give you the cliff notes. Basically, you declare a friendship with somebody. So boom, declare friendship. This enables the alliance button down here. You can see here, if I talk to Christina, there is no alliance button. I have to declare friendship before I can even see the alliance button. Then you can declare an alliance with each player on the map. And it'll actually tell you what the alliances do as you hover over them, right? Military alliance, it gives you +5 combat strength against players that you're at war with, you and your ally. So if you could do a joint war with somebody who's in a military alliance with you, you'll have +5 combat strength. And that's like a 30% damage increase and damage decrease on the defense. So it's quite powerful, very useful. On the economic side, +2 gold from trade routes from your ally and +4 gold from trade routes to your ally. This is an economic alliance. Basically, if you're trading with your ally, you will get more gold and your ally will get more gold regardless of the direction of the trade. Trade routes sent to you from your ally in a cultural alliance will give you culture. Trade routes sent to your ally from you will get you extra culture as well. So there's kind of like a thing. So like if you send a trade route to your ally, you will get 2 extra faith on your trade route, and your ally will get 1 faith from you sending a trade route. And the reverse is true. If your ally sends you a trade route, they will get 2 faith and you'll get 1. So it encourages trading between players. And then also, each type of alliance has multiple levels that it can attain. And levels are attained passively over time from having an alliance with another player. So, for example, being allied to Montezuma here, I'm getting 1 point per turn for being allies. I'm getting 0.5 points per turn for being the same secret society as the Aztec, and 0.25 points per turn from having the Wisselbanken card plugged in. If I was sending a trade route to Aztecs, we would be doing even better. I'm going to hire a cavalry unit because I'm tired of this. I'm just going to pop this cavalry in here and just get rid of it. Okay, it's gone. So we can deal with this because I wasn't able to send trade routes to them. The important thing here about the Aztec is that, how do I describe this? Your alliance levels up over time. You gain different benefits for how long you've been allied with somebody. So being allied to someone for a very long time will actually give you extra benefits compared to not being allied to someone. So if I stay allied with the Aztec for long enough, I'll get 10% extra science when I'm researching a technology that they have already researched. For the cultural alliance, if you get it to level, this is the level 1 benefit, and then I think this is the level 2 benefit, and then this is the level 3 benefit. So you get extra. So I actually get a portion of my allies' tourism and culture. So getting a cultural alliance with somebody like the Aztec could be useful in the late game. Ideally, when you're going for a culture victory, you want to look for somebody who's really, really weak and get a cultural alliance with them, but also somebody who you can do a lot of trading with as well, because again, those extra great people points are quite good. But you want to avoid trading with the strongest culture civ on the map, like say, for example, right now that would be Rome, because then I would be giving culture to Rome, which would make it easier for him to defend against my culture victory. So you want to do your cultural alliance with somebody who's a little bit weak. Poland might actually be a good example of someone for me to like try and do a friendship with. Usually the easiest way to get a friendship with the AI is to send them 100 gold as a gift, because 100 gold as a gift gives you +10 favorable trade deals to them. Then the next turn, their opinion of you will refresh. This unhappy face will typically go to a neutral face, and then you can send them an embassy, get open borders, all that jazz, and then they might flip to a happy face, and then you can declare an alliance and friendship. And that's usually how I handle my diplomacy. 99% of the time, I just don't care about diplomacy because like Poland can't do anything. Like she's posturing on the border, but like there's nothing she could do. She has spec ops. Maybe it is time that I considered getting a new military unit. She has spec ops. A little bit concerned about the spec ops play, but it should be fine. It should be fine. It should be fine. But a couple of other notable alliance mechanics. The economic alliance gives you the share suzerain bonus with your ally. And this is quite good for a number of reasons because it means you and your ally can share, like, for example, let's say I really want Kumasi, right? Because that's +2 culture and +1 gold. And I'm fighting with someone. I can say, hey, listen, economic alliance, you be suzerain and I'll just reap the benefits from our economic alliance, right? It makes the map a little bit more fun. So get an economic alliance with somebody who's going for a city-state play. So really, a lot of the AI, if they were playing correctly, they should be looking to get economic alliances with me. Military alliance is usually just one of the better ones to go because defensively, it makes you basically unkillable. Free promotion at level 3 is quite good, and 50% production towards military units is quite good. Religious alliance, I would say, is the least useful of them all, except in terms of just raw faith generation. It's just quite good to generate faith. I would say normally what you would do is convert someone like the Congo or something like that, send a bunch of trade routes to them, religiously ally them since they can't have their own religion, yada, 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 boom, boom, boom. Or not the Congo, sorry, like basically kill someone near you's religion almost entirely, religious alliance them, and then use your religion, religious alliance benefits to kill all the other religions on the map, basically, would be the thing to do. The other really important thing about a cultural alliance is that you don't put any cultural pressure, like loyalty pressure on people's cities, if you're in a cultural alliance only. So that's something to consider. Like I wouldn't want to get a cultural alliance with Poland because that might encourage her to settle a little bit closer to me over here, or Scythia. So you want to be careful. Generally speaking, I would save cultural alliances for fairly late in the game when most of the cities are already settled. That would be my own personal way of doing things. This is a pretty high appeal time. I'm gonna put an Alcazar here because it's a kind of a fun tile. It's not a very good tile, but it is a fun tile. And that's the most important thing. Sometimes it's not about being good. Sometimes it's about having a good time. And that was pretty much the mantra I used throughout my entire 20s when I was going out drinking. Let's go ahead and siphon funds here. And we'll go ahead and this guy actually siphoned funds, which means he needs to level up. So we'll go ahead and take linguist here. On the other hand, you can forward settle the AI with cultural alliances. That is something to consider too. Sometimes if you have settlers ready to drop, it can be worth it to have a cultural alliance lined up and then immediately settle all those cities and then build them up to the point where they won't loyalty flip anymore. Very, very useful to do that. We do have access to the Big Ben and I do want to build the Big Ben because I'm a big fan of that Big Ben bonus, as you guys know. So one thing that I do want to check is this Nobel Prize. Yeah, I'm falling behind a little bit too far. I really do want these album sales just to put these bonuses in perspective so you guys understand how good album sales are. Basically, you just put a decimal point at the front of this number, and that's the multiplier. So 25 album sales, that's a 25% or a 0.25 multiplier to your tourism output of your great people. Sorry, rock bands. So 50 album sales plus 75 album sales, which you get if you come first, which is 120. That means your rock bands generate double tourism baseline, 1.25 times extra tourism. So 125% extra tourism baseline, and they're 25% cheaper. So Nobel Prize in Literature is probably one of the most important things for me to win here this game if I'm going to be using rock bands at all. And I will be, spoiler alert. So I'm going to start running theater square festivals in cities where it makes sense because I really, 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 really want to win. How many theater squares have I actually built? I haven't built that many. Okay, next stop, I think scientifically is to head over here to computers. Computers will give me a 25% tourism boost across my entire empire, which is really, really exciting, really, really powerful. Also, flight can be quite useful. I may go ahead and just pick up field cannons and line infantry. These are nice, good defensive units that can hold the line for a little while. And then we'll basically beeline radio and computers to pick up that extra tourism. We're kind of heading into the late game when it comes to stuff here. Let's pop a pirate diesel here. It's always nice to have extra appeal. Oh wow, this is barbarian infantry here. That is kind of strong. That would use oil, but it would give me actually, if now hiring units doesn't increase your city strength. Let's go ahead and hire a Minas Gerais from this city, so that we can go ahead and clear out some of this nonsense we're having to deal with. Valletta is dead, so I can't buy walls in here anymore. A big cry, big sad, big unhappy about that. But there are sharks in the water over here by this city. For the kids, have the Gilded Vault. Where am I going to build the Big Ben? That is the big question. I could build it over here in Chippy City. It would take a very long time, 39 turns. The real question is, has anyone else started the Big Ben? And if that's a yes, then we skip the Big Ben and we just accept our fate. Oh no. Yeah, they're fairly far along. Rome is fairly far along in the Big Ben, so we're not getting the Big Ben this game. Rest in peace. We can get stock exchanges, and that's like 21 gold per stock exchange, 23 gold per stock exchange right now, which is bonkers. And I'd probably just prefer to work on my factories and coal power plants right now anyway. We got the Gilded Vault, which means we have double trade routes activated in the city. I think I'm going to just throw down a theater square in the city right there, because it'll get adjacency off of my opponent's Angkor Wat. That is a lot of people here. Can I pay them? No, I don't have enough gold. Maybe I can pay them next turn to not attack my city, because, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Maybe I can bait them into attacking me. We'll see. We'll see. Not a big fan of that. I also don't have my archaeologists ready. Not feeling amazing. May spend gold on archaeological museums. That is worth 3 points per turn towards this. Yeah, that feels necessary. I think that's what my gold is going to be going towards over the next few turns. Do preserve yields work on water tiles? Unfortunately, no. They actually don't. Which is one of the things about preserves that like mildly upsets me. Oh, I clicked the auto explore button with my crossbowman. Oh my sweet unholy bejesus Christ. All right, well, at least we didn't like lose our head and we remained calm after we made that mistake. Like, you know, that's how we are. We remain calm. You know, I'm not gonna go crazy or anything like that. It's fine. Yeah, let's get some more theater squares. All right, let's put Moksha in some of these new cities. We're also going to put another governor here into Parsa. So all of these cities are on different continents and they're getting that extra continent bonus from the colonialism card and the extra bonus from Casa de Contracion. Zion. We have a point. I think now is a good time to go ahead and take grants and work our way towards curator on Pingala, especially because I'm looking for those extra great people points in my capital, especially. We're looking for those Theatre Square Festival Pointerinos. Moksha should be in a city with districts for faith. Moksha is in this city, even though, yes, theoretically, Moksha's ability does give you 2 faith for every specialty district in this city. That is true. That is true. However, that's not what we're using Moksha for. We are using Moksha for this bonus right down here. 25% gold and 10% production in cities not on your original capital's continent. This is, in fact, a different continent. We are on Laurentia in our capital over here in Taco Cheese, and the city of Ispahan is on Pangaea. So that's why we're doing that in that particular configuration. In addition, we also have the Casa de Contracion, which gives you a 15% faith, production, and gold boost to any city that's not on your capital continent that is led by a governor. So combine those two things together, these cities are getting 25% production, like 40% gold and 15% faith, which is pretty damn nice. Let's focus on growth in this city. This city has like been stuck. It's been hard stuck at low pop forever. So I'm going to force work food in here. And we're going to go for the neighborhood in here so we can grow the city a little bit more effectively. Yes, the Market of New California Republic is completed. We do have a theater square in here. The theater square would take a little bit long. What if I were to tell the city to force production? We could get it in 17 turns. This ends in 16. If I could get a builder onto this niter, boom, we could get it down to 14, which will complete in time for the Nobel Prize. I'm currently in third. I need to be in first. I could maybe take second, but yeah, I don't know. Theater Square Festival, pop up here, boom, 17 turns. Yeah, I think I might be able to squeak a win on that. Market Economy, now this is a major upgrade for me. +1 gold per luxury and +2 culture and 2 science for every international trade route. That is a pretty strong upgrade here. I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. Boom. Let us go ahead and purchase ourselves an amphitheater and an archaeological museum. Okay, we've got a frigate and an ironclad. I think the frigate is the bigger challenge here because of the ranged attack, but I could step into the city and still shoot them. How did you get that Ministerial? Isn't that only available for Brazil? Some Some barbarian encampments will sell unique units. That is a really interesting and cool thing about the barbarian mode, which is kind of why I like it. It gives you access to things you may not have access to otherwise. I wish there was maybe I'll have to start like limiting the amount of city-states that can spawn or something, because it does feel like, I feel like when you have this many city-states on the map, it kind of like ruins the integrity of the game. I know it sounds like a little bit of a, silly thing to say or whatever, but it is something that I feel is true when I play with the with these modes. Oh, wow. She's already on cultists. Interesting. Boom. More Pyrodizas. What I need to do is I need to make sure that I'm buying my upgraded buildings here. How are we doing on the Nobel Peace Prize or Nobel Prize in Literature? We're still third and we're like 100 points behind. I don't know if we're going to pull this off, lad. We're going to be just straight up, keeping it $1.50. I'm down bad, hard up. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull this off. It's looking like a big fat maybe. I think it would be interesting. Here might be a fun game. I think I've done it before. No city-states, barbarian clans. So the barbarian clans will appear and take over land that otherwise cities wouldn't have appeared in. But I yoinked a builder, which is delicious. I'm going to run away with you, and you're going to go in here and start repairing their land. I can now go to democracy. So it's a 15% discount on gold purchasing, which is amazing. It's also going to completely reshuffle my government for the better, I might add, especially when it comes to the New Deal card, which is like so damn good. I have military research plugged in. A monarchic legacy is still really damn good. I'm going to have that plugged in. Kind of like the idea of public transport. I'm very happy with my government as it stands. Ooh, frescoes for sure. Literary tradition should have had this card plugged in, actually. Colonial taxes and symphonies should have had this card plugged in. In fact, these cards are so important. I'm going to have them plugged in now for the duration of this, because this is so many points. This is so many points. This is 4, 6, 8 points at a baseline, and then an extra 2 for every art museum. So that's another 10 points per turn. 10 points per turn might be enough. That's 130 points. It might be enough to catch me up a little bit. It might just squeak me by. We'll see. What are your thoughts on the Dark Ages mode? It's fun, but too punishing if you miss your Golden Age. It's way too punishing for a player. I don't like the thing. I think it does make the game a little bit easy, but I do not like how punishing it is for the human player. Well, see, here's the thing. I'm guaranteed a silver, and a silver isn't bad. It's still a 75% boost. So I'm 130 points behind. Let's kind of like keep track of that. If the gap continues to widen, I may just forget the dream and just move on to more productive things in my life. Because I don't think it's worth it to chase a dead meme. That's just, being realistic. Telling it how it is. I'm being real with you guys, okay? No other content creator will be real with you like I'll be real with you, okay? And I'm being real. That's how you know I'm being real. I think secret societies and monopolies make the game easier. I think all game modes make the game easier. They make the game more complicated, which could make it harder for new players. But for an experienced player, it definitely makes it easier. We are effectively stealing gold, which is perfect. A lot of my spies are leveling up. Siphon funds at a higher level is perfect. If you get gold, you also get silver rewards. That's why I'm kind of thinking about it. How far behind are we now? 170 points. Okay. That might be a dead meme. Oh, that's upsetting. If I don't get it, I'll be actually a little bit miffed. Because I have a decent amount of faith saved up to make use of it. Any city-states give an extra great people points? Ooh, Suzerain of Anshan wouldn't be bad here. +2 science from each great work of writing. That would actually be super helpful. I'm going to start working on that one. How am I settling this land? So there'll probably be Pyrodizas there. We want to do a lattice, for those of you who don't understand. A lattice is when you do a regular pattern of Pyrodizas around. And so my Pyrodiza lattice is going to look a little bit like this. They can't be placed adjacent to each other. This is the best I can do right here. So that's a good lattice of Pyrodizas. So that's a good spot to settle. And then we'll maybe I don't think they can be placed on tundra, which is unfortunate, but I might be able to do something up here to this effect, which would be kind of fun. I do have gold to spend. That's the fun thing. Let's go ahead and gold purchase our archaeologist, shopping mall, zoo, gilded vault. You could put Alcazars in between the Pyrodizas. That would be better if the Pyrodiza still gave 2 appeal. Right now they only give 1 appeal, so it's not quite as good as it used to be. I mean, it's still good, but it's just, old, ain't what you used to be. That song. Ain't what you used to be. I don't even know what that song is. It's probably, you know what? That song is old enough probably that it's just automatically racist at this point. That's the danger of the world we live in right now. You might just reference a cute little song that you heard once. It turns out that song is about some bad stuff. And I'm not even saying that just to be like, oh, lol, too much political correctness. I'm just saying like a lot of bad stuff went on and it's hard to keep track. Okay. So give me a little bit of forgiveness. All right. I'm not aware of everything. Oh, pike and shot. No. Let's get that line infantry to defend here. He's standing on that. Telltale Heart, another great rider. Old Grey Mare ain't what she used to be. Okay. Hopefully that's not. All right. So we're up to 460. So we're only down bad, like 70 points. This might actually be doable. We might be able to beat her. The song was a Simpsons bit. Oh, it's not a real song? I'm saved, dude. Saved. I just automatic because not too long ago, I started singing a song that like was really, it was in some stuff and it was played a lot on the radio when I was a kid. It's like that old Witch Doctor song. And I never listened to the lyrics. I was just like, do 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 do. And I was like, oh, it's a really catchy song. And then like I actually like my brain activated one time and I was like, oh no. Yeah. And then that was, so now ever since then, I'm a little bit scared. I'm scared of singing anything that sounds like an old song. anything that I grew up listening to, it's all tainted. Bono music has aged well. Yeah, but who wants to listen to Bono? Let's be real. Come on. I was nearly going to make like a really, I was going to make like a really dark joke, but I'm worried that people won't like just take, well, it's not even a dark joke. I was going to say I'd rather listen to racist songs than Bono, which I really wouldn't, but that's just like, listen, sometimes you got to make the dark joke. It's just fun to hate on Bono, okay? That's the real joke. The Witch Doctor song? Yeah, that song is like super not cool. How are we doing on the Nobel Prize literature? Oh, we're actually closing the gap. Nice. So maybe only one or two more, especially because I got a few finishing over time. Maybe one or two more might be all we need. We're also getting a ton of great people, which is like super fun. Although I have no use for these great musicians yet, so I'm just going to sit him over here and put him asleep. And then I'll promptly forget about him for the rest of the entire game. Okay, we have access to rock bands, which is really, really cool. Containment, cryptography, international waters, second strike, rock bands. Cool. That is all swell and good. I wonder why this guy is running away from me in directions that I'm not happy about, but it's fine because now I can continue to build my neighborhood in peace. Thinking about my next civic, there's kind of three important civics here. Environmentalism is a 25% tourism boost across my entire empire. That is quite powerful. I'm close to flight. Right, yeah, I'm 3 turns from flight, which will be a significant boost in my tourism. So flight and then environmentalism. I also really want social media. I think I'll go for environmentalism first. Sorry. Cultural heritage is quite good. Yeah. Extra great work pressure or extra tourism from artifacts seems quite good to me. My spy is ready to be promoted again. Yeah, you have to basically redo this entire turn, which is slightly annoying. I think the nice thing about, modern games with like auto saves and stuff like that is if you crash, it sucks, but you only lose a few minutes. God, I don't understand. Can somebody explain to me why don't more games have good auto saves? Right? Listen. I'm the kind of person, I'm going to run around. I'm going to screw stuff up. I don't want to have to manually save. Just do auto saves and let me go back like 10, 30 minutes, whatever, how long. Let me just go back in time to where I didn't like completely ruin my game. Just let me do it. I'm now in the lead for the Nobel Prize in Literature. That's exciting. There's only 6 turns left. I will do one more Theatre Square Festival. This will be the last round. Desert City in the northeast for Petra. Is Petra still available? No, there's no... You're insane, dude. You're insane. You need to calm down. There is no Petra, okay? Petra doesn't exist. Somebody literally just built it, probably. It looks like I've lost open borders with a few players on the map, so let's go through and go ahead and re-up those open borders. I went to... I think I've told this story before, but I was in San Antonio in Texas, okay? No, I accidentally got an alliance with Mansa Musa. I clicked yes. Why would I click yes? Who asked... Dude, well, let's just steal... And I got a steak there. And it was a goddamn country fried steak. Okay. It had like cornflake sized lumps of batter around it. And let me tell you, I ate every single bit of it and I would do it again. It was one of the most delicious, unhealthy things I've ever put my lips on. I've ever grinded with my teeth and it was goddamn incredible. All right, listen, there's a reason most days of the week I cook myself broccoli, green beans, and chicken with a little bit of mushroom sauce, okay? And it's because deep down inside of me, there's a 500-pound man waiting to get out. He's in there, and he is just waiting for his chance to strike. And that's why I eat basically vegetables as much as possible, because if I didn't suppress that fat man, oh my God, dude, do you understand the giga-sized proportions that I would have? And I'm not a small man. I'm not thin, but my God, I would be chonky. All these tiles are like really crap. I think I'm going to get myself I'm yawning. To get myself a couple of builders here, real till this landscape, fix it up, make it look real pretty. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm at 999 points. I've won, dude. We got it. We got it in the bag. Let's go ahead and get the zoo. I could probably purchase the zoo, but if I was going to purchase something, it'd probably be an archaeologist. The sooner you get archaeologists out, the better, because they start earning you that cash money in terms of tourism ASAP. Heartbeat of Steam. Man, none of these are really, really good for me right now. I'm just going to grab Heartbeat of Steam because it's fine. But we are actually chooching pretty strong here in terms of tourism. We're about 25% of the way through the amount of tourists that we need to win the game. So I'm going to call it there for this episode. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.